and I turned around, and the next thing I saw that little guy sitting in the driver's seat. Yeah, this morning just doing a little recce around the roads and seeing what I can see from the evening. Enjoy the little recce. Let's see what we can find. The sun is up, the day is beautiful, the skies are blue, the temperatures are going to be high again today. Yeah, let's see what we can find. Alright, good morning. It's another beautiful morning. I'm back at this viewpoint up above the OLIFANTS river. The sun is up. It looks like it's going to be a stunning day. Skies are blue, and yeah, I think I was meant to leave the park today, being Saturday, but the way it's worked out, Karen's going to go back to Cape Town, and she's going to be there until Wednesday. And we had a chat, and it just made sense to spend another 4 days in the park while she's in Cape Town, and then I'll go through on Wednesday. I'll go back home. So I think that's awesome. It's another 4 days in the bush, having a look at everything that the Kruger has to offer and just soaking it up. So yeah, that's the news for the day. I'm gonna spend the next 2 nights at LETABA camp, and then I'm gonna drive down to Skukuza. Those were pretty much the only 2 camps that had a chalet left. It looks like the park is full up this weekend. I think it's school holidays, so everyone's decided to come to the park for the next week or 2. So I guess the roads will be a little bit busier and the camps will be a little bit busier, but that's okay. There's plenty of places to go and lose yourself and soak up a view, which is exactly what we're doing now. So that little vervet monkey and I had words last night, because I got out of the car. I left both doors open because I was basically just taking pictures, and I had the camera out, and I turned around, and the next thing I saw that little guy sitting in the driver's seat, having a look around very sneakily to see if he could find any snacks to eat. So yeah, I quickly eyeballed him, chased him out the car. So just a tip, if you're at that viewpoint, make sure your windows and your doors are closed, because he's definitely going to take a chance and try and get into your vehicle and find something to eat. car washed. It's full of dust, and it's looking quite dirty. So I'm going to essentially just see if they can do a wash for me while I get packed up and ready. And then we'll head on up to to LETABA. It's not far. It's the next camp up the road. I think we've got about 50 k's, maybe even less than that. So not going to be a long drive to get to the next camp. But first things first, let's get checked out, car washed, and we'll see you for the drive up later. Okay, I've just checked out of OLIFANTS camp. I had a good stay here, and I'm now on my way up to LETABA camp. Let's get to LETABA. Okay, I've stopped at on the side of the road. There's a little dam here. It's called the Langanini Dam, and it's on the road towards the Phalaborwa Gate. Yeah, quite a pretty little dam. I can see zebra, giraffe. There's some impala. There's a water monitor that's in view, and a couple of hippos that are in this dam that pop up from time to time. So take a look. Okay, it's 3 p.m. I've successfully checked into LETABA camp, and yeah, I've had no cell phone reception the entire day, neither at OLIFANTS nor here at LETABA. So obviously there's a problem with the network coverage at the moment. I'm going to take out a drive out to the Phalaborwa Gate and see if I can pick up some reception there. Just take a slow drive. It's about an hour there and an hour back. I'll have time to get there and back before the gates close. So that's what I'm currently going to do. I want to send Karen just a quick note to let her know that I've arrived at the next camp. Okay, she's probably wondering whether I've been charged down by an elephant or whether I'm okay. So let's just try and get there, fire a message off quickly, and but yeah, let's see what this little drive to Phalaborwa Gate brings. .33 degrees, 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Still got some cooling down to happen before the animals start moving about. The roads are quiet. Everybody is hiding or in the shade, getting away from this heat. Not a lot to be seen at the moment. Okay, so we've got some elephant road traffic to deal with here. Have a look. It's a little mommy and a baby, obviously protective, understandable. So the guy in front was just giving some leeway. I think I'm probably about 10 kilometers from the Phalaborwa Gate. So yeah, I anticipate picking up reception any minute now. Okay, made it to Phalaborwa Gate, and managed to fire off a message to Karen to let her know that I'm okay. I've checked into LETABA, life is good, we're all alive. So she was very grateful for that. And I also took the opportunity to fill up the car, because I tried to do that a little bit earlier today after I had it washed, and with no cell phone reception, the credit card machines were not working, so they were only accepting cash for fuel. And driving an FJ Cruiser with a 150 litre fuel tank, I was never going to have enough cash to fill it up. So that was another reason for getting into Phalaborwa and just making sure I've got enough fuel for the next few days, because we have driving to do. We have game drives to get completed and animals to spot, and I can't be left with no fuel. So that is now sorted. We are good to go. Time wise, I've got about an hour to get back to LETABA, and I've got an hour and 10 minutes before the gates close. So I've literally got a 10-minute window to play with here. Hopefully we see something worthy of stopping for 10 minutes, and that will see us just sliding back into the camp tonight like we did last night. Okay, so nothing spotted yet. I'm just sticking to the speed limit. We got quite a long tar road ahead of us, and some time to kill. So I thought maybe I'd just talk about this vehicle, the FJ Cruiser. So Karen and I, we bought this car, must be a year ago now. In fact, it was just as we were coming out of lockdown, so about May 2020. And I'd always wanted to get the FJ Cruiser, and Karen wasn't so keen on it. Maybe because it's a little bit masculine looking. You know, it wasn't her first choice of vehicle. But she had the Honda CR-V for many years, and we were very happy with that car. It was very reliable, and we had some good holidays in that car. Anyway, I decided let's get an FJ for a weekend. We got a demo model. Grant organized that for us, and we used it for the weekend. And actually, Karen was pleasantly surprised by how comfortable it was. And anyway, we decided to buy that car. So we got rid of the Honda, and we bought her a new FJ Cruiser. And we've done a good couple of trips in it now. Couple of trips down to George. We took it on the Karoo to Cape mountain bike tour that we did in May of this year, and obviously, you know, it was a no-brainer bringing this vehicle to the Kruger on this particular adventure. And yeah, I must say it's absolutely blown my mind in terms of how good it is. I've taken it on the dirt roads, through little riverbeds, up, you know, over little rocky climbs and down into little sloots. And the nice thing is, you know, it's basic. The interior is very basic. There's nothing fancy. There are no fancy GPS navigation, sat-nav systems. There's no fancy LCD screens. You know, it's as basic as it comes, with a plastic dashboard and pretty much plastic, you know, footwells. And for me, the beauty is you can drive around the entire day with your windows down. The dash gets full of dust. There's dust all over the footwells, and it's not a big deal at all, because you literally, I mean, because it's plastic, you can put a bucket of water in here and a mop and just mop everything up, and take a cloth to the dash and just wipe that layer of dust off. If you know, if I was in my Volvo and I was getting dust all over the, you know, the LCD screens and you know, the panel screens, and it would just be doing my head in. I wouldn't wind my windows down. I wouldn't take those wheels, you know, on the dirt roads. Whereas with the FJ, you know, it's that's what it's built for. That's what it's made for. And this fact that I've had to now fill up. I mean, I literally filled up before we left Johannesburg, and you know, I've done a good 1,500 kilometers now, just under 1,500 kilometers. Sorry, 1,500 kilometers on that tank of fuel. And filling up now again. It's a 150 litre tank. You know, this'll probably get me back to Joburg on Wednesday next week, and you know, probably doing a good couple of 100 kilometers of driving every day inside the park. So range wise, it's got amazing range on it. It's thirsty. I mean, the fuel economy is not it's not the best, and it certainly gets worse if you're towing something. Like we towed the adventure bikes down to George, and I think I filled up twice on the way down to George, and that's only 1,000 kilometers in distance. So you know, if you're not towing anything, it's pretty economical. Obviously more it's a lot heavier than you know, than the Volvo is, but still the capability is fantastic. It's full 4-wheel drive with crawl mode. I haven't even used those features on this car yet, and you know, and we've had it for 12 months already. Super capable of crossing riverbeds and going through, you know, up rocky, loose traction gravel roads and climbs. You know, no problem for this car. And like I say, the fact that I don't have to stress about, you know, getting dirt or dust, or even if you spilt a bottle of water, you know, on the seats or on the floor wells, you know, it's designed for that. It's designed for rugged terrain. It's designed to get dirty. It's designed to put a hose pipe, you know, in the footwell and let the water drain through the little plug holes at the bottom. So that's what it's made for. And every trip that I do in it, I'm just falling more and more in love with this car. So much so that, you know, I find myself driving this vehicle now instead of my Volvo, and over weekends, during the weekday, it's just a fun car to drive. So yeah, I mean, I thought I'd mention that, seeing as I've spent a good couple of hours in this car now over the last week or two, and you've had a lot of dashboard, front row seat footage coming to you from this vehicle. I thought I'd just mention that and let you know what it is that I'm driving, and why I chose this vehicle, and the fact that, yeah, we've just had so much fun in it to date, and I have no doubt that there'll be many more adventures to come in this vehicle. So yeah, on that note, take a look at the views. this section that we're just going past here was obviously part of a controlled burn. I would say, yeah, probably in the early part of summer, because you can see these leaves have been burnt. The grass is already starting to come through, and you know we're in winter, so probably happened earlier this year. And I guess that's the reason they do it, is, you know, you burn sections of the park so that they regenerate, and those nutrients get put back into the soil. It's, you know, it's just a all-round good practice. The vegetation gets spurred on, new growth, the grass has come through, and I mean, we're in winter now. You know, there's no sign of any rain probably until November, but there's some healthy green grass shooting through in this section, and that's likely to see the animals through with, you know, good nutritious grazing through the lean winter months until we get to the summer rains. So yeah, when you see burning of the park, you kind of, you know, some people question, why is it done, why are you burning the grasses, and why are you burning parts of it? But if it's done in a controlled sort of slow burn manner, where you're not decimating, you know, the bush, you're actually, it's what's called a slow burn or a cool burn, where literally only some of the grasses are getting burnt, and it's patchy, so you know that the trees don't get burnt, they don't get damaged as such, but that goodness gets returned to the earth, and you know the grasses get to regrow, and obviously that's a good thing. So yeah, you often, you know, driving around, I've seen various patches of plots getting burnt, or that have been burnt and are now regenerating, and then you see the merit in the ways, and you know you can see why it's done, and it's really, yeah, it sustains the vegetation, sustains the animals during the lean winter months, and just, you know, prepares the soils, and everything gets almost rejuvenated through that burn. So that's why it's done. It's good to see. So it's magic hour, as I like to call it, that time of day where the sun is starting to set for the evening, and things are pretty quiet. Yeah, we're almost at the end of another day in the bush. It's been a pretty uneventful day, to be honest. We had some elephants this morning. We had some elephants on the way to the Phalaborwa Gate this afternoon. The usual smattering of impala and zebra and the odd giraffe here and there, the waterbuck. No predators to speak of today. I saw a couple of interesting birds. Saw the korhaan on the way to Phalaborwa Gate, just crossing the road. I've seen a couple of vultures just nesting in the trees. I saw what I think was a bateleur flying about when I took the binos out. I think I identified it as a bateleur circling above, and yeah, hundreds of lilac-breasted rollers, the yellow-billed hornbill, obviously. Yeah, so it's been a good day. uneventful in that we haven't had predators or any elephant encounters like we did last night, but still beautiful beautiful day in the bush. Had the car cleaned, checked into LETABA, and yeah, LETABA is going to be my home for the next two days, two nights. So tomorrow I'm going to, well, this evening I'll plan my route for tomorrow, but I'll probably do a longish drive in the morning. And then I don't have a plan for the evening yet. I'll have to check out which loops are close by and which lookout points I can go to for the sunset drive. But yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Sunday in the bush. I'm going to do some route planning tonight, and looking forward to getting out early and seeing what I can go and discover tomorrow morning. So yeah, until then, enjoy the last bit of sun on this Saturday evening. I certainly am, as I make my way slowly back to LETABA camp. Enjoy. Okay, we're just making it back to camp now. And we have literally 5 minutes to spare. So those average speeds I was telling you about this morning, I think are pretty accurate. But well planned trip to the Phalaborwa Gate and back just in time. Well, with 4 minutes now to spare before closing time, I would say yeah, the average speeds that I referred to this morning are pretty accurate indeed. Anyway, that's it from me. Have a good evening. We'll catch you for tomorrow morning's drive.